Manchester United won, Fulham nil. Very important, a vital win for Manchester United. It was a boring, cagey affair, but there were still some interesting things that happened in the background. Without any further ado, let's analyze. All right, so this Manchester United win, as it has been the case recently, has been built on a solid defensive performance by the Red Devils, okay? Now, prior to the game, of course, I kind of earmarked Alex Iwobi, the Nigerian superstar, as a danger man for Fulham, mainly because, as you can see here on his heat map, he's very good at attacking these half spaces right here, which can be a weakness in the Ruben Amorim system because the likes of De Ligt and Lisandro Martinez, whoever is playing in these wide center-back positions, are encouraged to attack, are encouraged to press aggressively, therefore leaving some empty spaces that can be exploited with players like Alex Iwobi. So it was extremely important for Manchester United to defend these areas right here, and defending they did, because I think that the Manchester United players were quite adept at that. For example, here, the case with Harry Maguire, who was quite a good sweeper. Shifting between the right side and the left side of the defense to cover for De Ligt and Lisandro Martinez, as well as Ugarte, who dropped quite deeper in order to cover for mainly, Matthias De Ligt, who was quite aggressive with the way he pressed. So this kind of helped us keep Fulham at bay and try to limit the spaces that they have in the half spaces. This is why players like Iwobi, for example, and later on Andres Pereira in the second half, as well as Smith Rowe, were not able to exploit those areas. One of the main problems with the Ruben Amorim system, of course, if you've been watching my videos, you know it already, is the fact that these two central midfielders are not really involved in the build-up. But here, Amad Diallo has given us a quick lesson as to the kind of movements that those two number 10s in the Amorim system should be doing in order to create a layer of unpredictability and flair in order to enable us to build up from the back. As you can see, we're quite static, but of course, Amad Diallo over here is going to move to the wide areas in order to carry the ball. But in the same sequence, after he drifts to the left side of the pitch, right here, he makes another move that enables him to receive the ball from Lisandro Martinez, right there, very smart, in order to position himself in this position right here, literally behind the forward and midfield lines of Fulham. This, again, layer of unpredictability and movement that he brings allows us to move the ball, with, of course, Bruno Fernandes's range of passing to the wide areas. Okay, so that way we were able to move from a static build-up phase into having the ball into the opposition's final third, all because of Amad Diallo's movements. And I think that that's what Ruben Amorim wants from his attacking midfielders. You need to move around. You need to make yourself available. While the two central midfielders, the two double pivots, some of you really like my French pronunciation of the word pivot, so there it is, pivot, okay? They are encouraged to remain static and to provide a sort of structure alongside the three center-backs. The attacking midfielders have to free roam and try to find spaces where they can collect the ball. But anyway, Ruben Amorim relies a lot on his centre-back's ball-playing ability. But in this sequence right here, I want to highlight the role of Mazraoui. Now, this is the average positioning map of the Manchester United players against Fulham. And as you can see, Mazraoui was playing as the left wing-back, was not really playing as a left wing-back, more like, a central midfielder. And I think that there are two reasons why Ruben Amorim started Mazraoui on the left. The first one is because maybe he was expecting Adama Traore to start the game. And of course, Mazraoui is more defensively solid than Diogo Dalot. And so he wanted him on the left to deal with him. In fact, there is proof to what I'm saying, because in the second half, when Adama Traore was introduced, I think around the 53rd minute, Mazraoui moved to the right wing-back position to deal with him, while Dalot moved to the left wing-back position. So again, proof that Amorim probably trusts Mazraoui defensively more than he does Dalot. But there's another reason. Garnacho is not really adept at playing through the middle, which is actually what Amorim wants. So he's trying to find a compromise. So with Garnacho having this natural tendency to go to the wide areas, Mazraoui actually provides a player who can play in the half spaces. Also, Lisandro Martinez, who has been excellent as that left wide centre-back, that left-sided libero, actually, if you may, who also acts like a left-back, in essence. As someone who can play in crosses with his left foot, those cross-field passes. So playing Mazraoui, who is right-footed and not really the quickest player around, means that he's got a natural tendency to play through the middle. Therefore, here on the left-hand side of Manchester United's formation, we do have some really interesting patterns of play between Mazraoui, Lisandro Martinez, and Garnacho. And in fact, some of Manchester United's best chances came because of this relationship between Lisandro Martinez, Garnacho, and Mazraoui, as is the case in this one. First of all, a quick note on Garnacho. There's a lot of noise about whether we're going to sell him or not. Look, it's beyond the scope of this video, but I'm just saying that if you are selling Garnacho, better sell him for a high price and better bring in a left wing back and a direct attacking midfielder, because you cannot sell a talent like this mid-season and not bring in a player who can provide the qualities he does. Because look now, I mean, he is an electric player. You know, he may not be the finished product yet, but there is like a world-class player in Garnacho. And so here Mazraoui, of course, comes in wide to play a typical fullback role. But his synergy with Lisandro Martinez and Garnacho has been great in this game. Here's another example. Look how he's moving into those central areas. And then the moment he gets the ball, literally he's playing as an attacking midfielder with Garnacho over here providing the width. Had this through ball gone through, probably Højlund could have scored, right? And here's an even better example. So as you can see here, Højlund is dragging Joaquin Anderson, the right-sided centre-back for Fulham with him. And then Mazraoui literally is the most advanced Manchester United player in this sequence, literally just occupying that space that Højlund is freeing up. Ugarte goes for a long ball into this space where Garnacho is waiting. And then again, that same relationship between Garnacho and Mazraoui. I mean, this was just inches away from getting us a penalty. Again, Mazraoui, great tactical player, great off-the-ball movement. But of course, Mazraoui's contribution wasn't just in the attacking phase, but also defensively. One thing that we've suffered from whenever we played Aaron Wan-Bissaka, for example, is that he was never really fully aware of who was behind him. But Mazraoui is actually very good at that. I mean, this is one of the hardest balls to defend. But Mazraoui did actually pretty well in many of those situations. But of course, the defensive performances didn't just come from Mazraoui. Quite a few Manchester United players really pull in a shift. Here, for example, Yoro, who had a solid cameo, is pointing to Maguire that Muniz, who is a danger target man, is coming into the area and that he needs to be picked up. And here, Maguire obliges. He's being that leader at the back of the Manchester United defense. And then here, a few steps back, crucial in order for him to position himself in a way that he can clear the ball. That was an important clearance, otherwise Fulham would have scored. Muniz is quite adept at scoring those headers like that. He's a typical target man. Not only him, but here Leny Yoro has been solid as well. By the way, I just gotta say something, but in the second half, I got a little bit stressed out, became a little bit anxious because quite a few of our players were young. We had Mainu, we had Yoro, Malacia, Collier, Ahmad. So quite a few young players. So I thought, okay, Ruben Amorim, what are you doing? Maybe we need a little bit more experience in order to lock down the game. But he went with the youngsters and they didn't disappoint. Here, Leny Yoro showing a lot of maturity by anticipating that the ball is going to go towards Robinson, and then beautiful tackle. Robinson is one of the best left backs in the Premier League currently, but he's been quiet in this game because every player that he played against in this side of the pitch was up to the fight. And then, of course, Collier. If it was not for this clearance on the line, Fulham would have equalized. We would have gotten 1 point instead of 3. So again, Collier came in clutch. Great performance again. And then, of course, the performances from the centre-backs weren't only defensive, but also attacking. And here, Lisandro Martinez, I mean, when something repeats, when you see something repeating over and over for a few games, it becomes a pattern. And I think right now with Lisandro Martinez, his ability to just attack these half spaces right here, to just come in late when Manchester United are camping in the opposition's half, unmarked, and then just, I mean, this is just amazing. Like his ball striking ability is excellent. His tactical awareness is excellent. And then this is just an amazing goal. Of course, a deflection. But I mean, it's about time that we start getting a break. I mean, we haven't been lucky for the past 2 or 3 seasons. Beautiful, beautiful goal. And again, I just love this celebration. It's just Lisandro Martinez is really having fun right now in this new libero role, in this new free role that Ruben Amorim is giving him, where he acts mainly as a defender, but then he's encouraged to go forward. I think it fits his profile as a player and his attributes amazingly well. Beautiful celebration. Look at this passion right here from him and his butcher celebration. Very important win for Manchester United. All right, so in my humble opinion, this was exactly the kind of performances that Manchester United needs right now. Because guys, a little wake-up call. If you're expecting those scintillating, jaw-dropping, awe-inspiring performances from Manchester United, we are simply not going to get them this season because we simply don't have that kind of quality in the squad. What we need right now is to grind out results, okay? We need to climb up the table and do it fast. So guys, just be ready for a roller coaster ride of a second half of the season. So it's very important, guys, extremely important to take care of your mental health, okay? Do whatever you need to do to just stay calm and just enjoy the journey of being a Manchester United fan. I hope that you've enjoyed this tactical analysis video. If you did, please give the video the thumbs up. Until next time, cheers.